And I want to welcome Coach Kim Anderson to the show here. How's everything going? I know this is probably a lot less stressful a summer for you, and we're heading in here. Everything going good down there at Pitt State. I know you're locked and ready to go down there, aren't you?
You know, it's been great, Clint. We obviously, we took over in April and had a lot of recruiting to do. And anytime you take a new job, there's always a lot of things to learn and learn more about the university. But I've really enjoyed it. Pittsburgh is a great town, very supportive. We got great facilities here at Pittsburgh State, great leadership, and for me, it's been fun. It's been a little bit of a change of pace from the last 3 years at Mizzou, but certainly I've enjoyed being here, and we're doing a little bit of practicing now, doing some weight work and conditioning, so it won't be too long. We'll be rolling.
Well, we're less than 2 months away, and I just looking at the schedule here, not long away from going to Lawrence to take on your old nemesis and the Kansas Jayhawks in an exhibition game. So you'll find out pretty quick, I guess, what kind of roster you have there.
Yeah, that certainly will be a great test for our guys. And it's really. I think it's neat that Bill does that. I know Bruce Weber does that at K-State. Plays a lot of the in-state schools. It's a great experience for our guys. I try to do the same thing in Missouri every year. I try to play some of the in-state schools because, first of all, it keeps some money in the state, to be quite candid with you. But second of all, a lot of my guys are from the Kansas area and Missouri, and they grew up watching games in Allen Fieldhouse or Bramlage Coliseum, and so it's always neat for them to be able to go play. And you get a chance to play one of the top. I don't know what they're ranked, but it's going to be in the top 5. So one of the top teams in the country. So it's a great experience, and it's one that hopefully when we get there and we play and we learn something from it, and we can carry it over as we get into our regular season.
Well, I know you have obviously experience coaching in this conference, winning a national championship at UCM. The Mid-American Conference is so strong. You know how competitive it is. But when you assess things and you coming off of your career at Missouri and you looked around and you kind of assessed your options, why Pitt State? How did that all fall into place? And just kind of take us through that process.
Well, when I left Missouri, I didn't, I wasn't ready to retire. I don't consider myself that old. Certainly, I wanted to continue coaching. I didn't want to leave coaching the way that I left it at Missouri. We didn't win enough games, and I think, candidly, I thought we did a pretty good job of stabilizing the program, but you don't win enough games, you don't get to stay. So when I was looking, to try to figure out what I wanted to do, this opportunity came up. I really, my wife and I really wanted to stay in this part of the country. Her family is from Kansas City, and I grew up in Sedalia, and my dad still lives there. My sister's in Warrensburg, and so we kind of wanted to stay in this part of the country. And I've known Jim Johnson, our athletic director, for about 16 or 17 years. He and his wife used to be at Central Missouri in the administration, and I've known Jim for a long time. He was commissioner of the MIAA. So, we talked about this chance and this opportunity, and ultimately I was fortunate enough to get the job, and I really, I had been here 3 or 4 years ago when I was at Central Missouri, but I hadn't been back, and I was really impressed with the facilities that we have. I mean, we have a nice arena, a new floor, new locker rooms, and we have an indoor football facility that's probably better than a lot of Division Ones, in a new 11,000 square foot weight room, and so. For me, it was kind of a no-brainer. I just wanted to keep coaching, and this was an opportunity that availed itself. So I'm thankful to be here, and and have enjoyed it so far. Of course, we haven't played any games yet either, but it's been fun.
Absolutely. And, you think about the history Pitt State has in football. You talked about that facility, how great it is. They've won national championships in football. You saw what Northwest Missouri State was able to do, winning it in football and basketball, which is unbelievable. And just looking at that and how important it is for an athletic department, especially at that level in Division II, to be able to sustain, financially. Just what, how do you feel about just the athletic department in general going forward? I mean, it's got to be exciting. Obviously, for them, it's a big coup to be able to bring in someone like you to complement that football team. It's obvious that they want to win going forward.
Well, I don't know about being a big coup for me to come in. I'm just I grew up there in Central Missouri. I'm a proud citizen or former citizen of Sedalia, and for us at Pitt State, obviously football is really, really important. I'm really excited. I'm not sure when this podcast is coming out, but I'm really excited for this weekend when we play. We have our first home football game because my understanding is the atmosphere is just unbelievable here. So we're planning to have a big tailgate and everything with our guys, but certainly we have a great football tradition. We have a very, very good track and field program. I think our women won the national championship a year ago. Of the 12 sports we have, they're all good, and they all have opportunities to be good. And our women's basketball team's been very good. Hopefully maybe I can come in here and we can get the basketball program turned around and get some winning seasons and get more people at the games. I mean, that's how this deal works. You got to have people come to the games, and Division II is a great level. It's a level that I really enjoy, but obviously you don't have quite the resources you would have at a Division, a Power 5 Division I school. But we like to say here we're Division 1.5. We think we do have a lot of great opportunities here, not only in sports but also on the academic side. So we're looking forward to the start of the season and see how things go. And got a good group of guys. We got a lot of guys. We got 18 guys on our roster, so certainly there's a lot of competition.
Well, a lot of people are excited for you here, and of course, we cover Missouri basketball. A lot of people so excited, going to be cheering for you, Coach. And I hope you know that, and I hope that's the sentiment that you've gotten, because you talked about the 3 years not going how you'd liked, but the fact that that it happened for you. You got a shot at your dream job. Just kind of take us back through that whole process, kind of assessing the job when you got it, because when that happened, Frank Haith had just left. Things were not in a very good shape, to be quite honest, and you stepped in there not maybe knowing all the challenges that you're going to be facing. And just kind of take us back to that process, having the shot at your dream job. Is it kind of bittersweet for you now, knowing that you had that shot? Things didn't go how you liked, but you were there, you got to do it. You were a legend at Missouri, playing in one of Missouri's only 4 Elite Eights as a player, and it kind of came full circle for you.
Well, certainly it's a job that I always wanted to have. I obviously grew up in Missouri. I grew up in Sedalia. Played at Missouri under Coach Stewart. Was an assistant there for 11 years, I guess, total. And that's my school. I went to Mizzou and really never thought I would get the opportunity to be the head coach after Coach retired in 1999. Grateful for the opportunity, thankful for the chance, and it was a challenging situation. There were things that I didn't know about, obviously, when I took over, but it's water under the bridge. I think most people would say we did a horrible job. I would beg to differ, given the challenges that faced us. I think we took a program that was being investigated. That was unbeknownst to me when I took over. We took a program that did have some challenging APR rates that we needed to address. We had to make some changes. We had to do some things from a personnel standpoint, and we didn't win enough games. I mean, that's the bottom line, and whether or not we would have won enough games if we had another year, we'll never know. But life moves on, Clint.
Yeah.
And again, I'll always be grateful for the chance to do it, and certainly I'll always be somewhat disappointed that we weren't able to get it done to the satisfaction of the administration. But I'm not bitter. I mean, you don't win, 9, 10, and 8 games and keep your job in the Power 5 conference. But there were significant challenges, many that I will never discuss with anyone, including you. So, life moves on. And
sure.
Good luck to Conzo Martin, and I hope that they do very well, and I'm sure they will.
Well, how difficult is it? Because you talk about challenges, but how difficult is it when you're doing things as simple as trying to raise your roster's average APR versus, a team that's just in the SEC trying to, just recruit the best talent? You're out there trying to clean up a program. That in and of itself is such a difficult task. And just kind of go into that just a little bit, because does that mean that you can go out, recruit necessarily the best talent, or is it more, hey, we have to clean this up, we have to get this APR rate up? Was that mainly the focus in recruiting, was just getting that APR rate up?
Well, no, I think the focus, people, it would take probably 10 or 11 podcasts to this APR. I think that what the APR does is that you have to have a certain grade point average and a certain retention rate, and when you take over a program, sometimes changes need to be made, and you can't always make those changes because of the APR, because you're penalized if players leave, and so you have to kind of balance it over, and we had to balance it over a 2 or 3 year period, obviously, and we were able to do that. And we have good kids. We had good kids. I don't have many more, but those young men that I coached last year were great kids, and I'm happy that I think the majority of them have stayed. I know some of them have transferred, which is not uncommon with a new coach, but I really wish those guys well, because it's not easy. I've never gone through what happened the last 3 years. When you don't win that many games, and those kids came to practice every day and worked hard, and bottom line, we just didn't win games, and we were young. I think we had 9 freshmen and sophomores. People will say that's an excuse. Well, no, that's not really an excuse. That's the result of the APR and making personnel changes that you have to make. So I don't know. I mean, everybody's gonna have an opinion, and quite candidly, I don't pay much attention to it anymore. I don't really read the paper much. I don't listen to. I'm sorry, I don't listen to or sports talk much. I don't. I'm a big Chiefs fan. I'm a big Royals fan. So I pretty much got it figured out when I can, watch them or listen to them without something coming up. But Mizzou will do well. It's a great institution, and I'm obviously proud to be a graduate, and proud to have had the opportunity to coach the Tigers. And lots of guys get fired, and so I think I'm happy because my staff all ended up in good shape. They all got good jobs. They were all good people. I'm happy because Brad Luce was my longtime assistant, whose daughter people probably know about his daughter Ryan having cancer, and it's been a 2-year, 3-year battle now. He stayed at the university as in development, and I'm thankful for the university for doing that, for helping him in order that they can continue their medical situation. Continue having things, their benefits. So, you know what? Heck, life moves on. I think I said this in an article that by Gregorian. Hey, people move on, life moves on, and I'm happy here. This has been great, and I just hope we win some games.
Yep. And I think that's coming.
You'll want to talk to me again.
Yeah, I absolutely do, and I look forward to talking about Pitt State and everything that you're able to accomplish down there, because I saw it at Central Missouri, because I told you, we met at the Foreigner concert, and I came up and said hi to you and introduced myself, and I was like, I'm from Clinton, so I grew up with the Mules and was able to watch some of those great teams you had at Central Missouri, and I know Pitt State is so excited to get that. You talk about being a Chiefs fan, and we got by the time this airs, the Chiefs will have either won or lost to the Patriots. We're not sure how that's going to go yet. That's tonight, so that ought to be exciting, and all good things. Football season's off and running. I know Pitt State lost their first game, but they got to come back and take care of this, man. As basketball's heating up, there's a lot of excitement going on.
Central Oak coming here this weekend, and certainly we have a great football coach and Tim Beck, and a great program, and I know I'm hopeful that the guys will be hungry. I'm just excited about the environment. I just think this is a great football environment, and they say it's like a mini Arrowhead. So as far as the tailgating goes, so I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to eat between now and Saturday. Looking forward to sampling the food. But I would say that Foreigner concert was pretty good, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge Foreigner fan. It's kind of odd because, Foreigner coming up in the 70s, what a big band they were, but, guitarist Mick Jones just sort of had to retool the band. So now all the guys are younger than you now, all the members. It's kind of weird because all the original members were, they've kind of outgrown themselves. They had to.
That was the second time I saw.
Yeah.
And I saw them at the state fair, and that's what kind of prompted Melissa and I to want to go back, because they were so good there. And we're gearing up now. We're gearing up now for REO Speedwagon. REO Speedwagon's coming to the Downstream Casino, which is only about 30 minutes from here.
Oh, I know that place.
Weeks we're going to go see little REO Speedwagon.
Oh, they're great too. I saw them about a year ago, and that Downstream, I'm familiar with that. I got relatives down there, been down there many times. It's a great outdoor venue. It's a great part of the country. I know it's odd for us Missouri people seeing you on the Kansas side, but you're like 10 minutes from the Missouri, Oklahoma. It's kind of a weird part of the country. You're like 3 different states border that exact area. So you're right down there.
I could, on a clear day, if I'm up high enough, I could see Missouri.
Yeah.
And, I think it's interesting that I'll be with friends, and I have a Pitt State Kansas license plate now, and that always kind of freaks people out. License plate. I said, "Hey man, I live in Kansas now."
It's going to take some getting used to. I saw you. I called you on a Kansas number. I'm like, well, this is just going to take some getting used to.
I love Missouri. Obviously, I grew up in Missouri, and that state, Central Missouri, was a unbelievable 12-year experience, and of course, being from Sedalia and spending a lot of time in Columbia, I'll always love Missouri, but hey, right now I'm enjoying my time here in Kansas. Great people, Pittsburgh people are great. We got the best fried chicken in America down here, and I urge people to come down and visit. We got a casino here in town, and great school. This school has been unbelievable. I've really enjoyed learning a lot about it.
It absolutely is. And you got one thing on the Missouri Tigers, which is you get a shot at the Jayhawks, man. That's one thing Missouri doesn't get. You get a shot at Kansas. You get to go back to Allen Fieldhouse where you went as a player, as a coach.
I'm a Missouri guy, going back to Kansas. And you know what? Bill's a great coach, and he's done a phenomenal job there. And I don't know, as you said, this will air later on, but I know he's going into the Hall of Fame this weekend, and that's certainly well deserved. And I was grad assistant at Mizzou, and he was playing at Oklahoma State. So a great coach, and has obviously done tremendous things for the University of Kansas and for college basketball in general. I think that's something that sometimes we tend to forget, is that a lot of coaches now, especially the guys who are high profile, they not only coach those basketball teams, but they raise a lot of money for coaches versus cancer and all types of different causes. So I know we always get caught up in wins and losses, but they always do they do a lot of other good things too. So I'm happy for him. It certainly is well deserved, and I look forward to seeing him. I've always enjoyed spending time with him.
Well, that's all well and good, and I agree with a lot of that. But I want you to win this game, so I'm going to be cheering for a win for the Gorillas here. So,
I can definitely tell you, Clint, we're not going to be the favorites.
Well,
so we'll just be happy and to go up and hopefully we'll learn something about our team, because we really only been practicing a couple weeks. And they'll have probably a month under their belts. So it'll be a good experience. I've done it before with other teams. I've been on both sides. I've been on the Missouri side playing teams, and was in Central Missouri when I had the good fortune to play at Missouri 3 or 4 times under various coaches over there. So it's always neat for a Division II team to go play in a big time facility and a big time team like that, because that's kind of, they grow up, kids grow up thinking, man, I wish I could have played at Kansas, or I wish I could have played at Kansas State or Missouri or whatever, Duke and North Carolina, and then they get a chance to play in the arena that they've seen on TV so many times.
Well, it is, and I'll tell you, before we let you go, this just kind of crossed my mind. Of course, Norm Stewart's always been, has championed you, and I know he was, really rooting for you, and he's just a guy that, of course, you played under, and such a revered character in the state of Missouri. But the old adage that Norm Stewart won't spend $1 in the state of Kansas, how's he ever going to see the Gorillas play? He's going to have to wait till you come up to Warrensburg, I guess.
Yeah, I don't anticipate him being at the game. Certainly, Coach Stewart has meant a lot to me and my family, and that's what somebody asked me that when I took this job. They said, "How are you going to live in Kansas without spending any money?" Well, trust me, I've spent plenty of money in Kansas so far, so I'm not living that adage, but I don't know that Coach still is either. But back in the day, now he didn't spend any money in Kansas, so he'll probably have to catch us somewhere else.
Well, I'll tell you what, no one's going to be rooting harder for you than us here at the Great American Sports Network. Coach Anderson, let's catch up down the road as maybe the season gets going, and I know everyone's going to be cheering for you. I know that Pitt State had a rough go of it last year. The turnaround it starts now, and I know people are excited. I know a lot of people in that athletic department, people that went there, and they're all just so excited to have you. So can't thank you enough for your time. Let's catch up again. We'll probably run into you at a concert between now and then. So look forward to that. But thank you so much, and just best of luck this year. We'll be in touch, of course.
Hey, enjoyed it, and let's keep in touch, and best of luck to you guys.
You bet. Thanks a lot, Coach. Appreciate it.